The mystery of altruism. Why do animals help each other? In the harsh realm of the natural world, where survival often equates to an incessant struggle, acts of mutual aid among animal species seem to defy all logic. We often envision a brutal wilderness, where only the strongest endure and pass on their lineage. However, meticulous observations reveal a far more intricate picture, a tapestry where altruism and cooperation play pivotal roles in the success and evolution of numerous species. Imagine the colossal humpback whales, having traversed thousands of kilometers on their migratory journey from warm tropical breeding grounds to cold, food-rich waters. Yet, unexpectedly, one of them veers off course. From afar, it detects the chaotic sounds of a pod of orcas harassing a seal. As if responding to an unseen distress signal, the humpback surges forward. With its massive 8-meter-long body, it plunges into the midst of the killer whales, using its enormous pectoral fins to drive them away, rescuing the hapless seal. Once the threat subsides, it silently resumes its onward journey. Such spontaneous rescue missions are not uncommon among humpback whales. But the question arises, why do they expend precious time and energy, even risking their own lives, for a solitary, unrelated seal? Isn't nature a cruel and selfish domain, devoid of genuine generosity? The answer is far from simple. The publication of Charles Darwin's On the Origin of Species introduced the concept of survival of the fittest, casting a persistent image of the most powerful creatures dominating the natural world. However, Darwin never intended fitness to be defined solely by physical prowess, and contemporary biologists also hold a different understanding of this concept. Rather than describing an animal's muscular strength, fitness, in an evolutionary context, refers to an organism's ability to pass on its genes to the next generation. This implies that the most fit animals are those that survive long enough to reproduce and produce healthy offspring. While this can sometimes describe a formidable predator, a fit organism can also be one that is adept at camouflage, cunning, or even highly cooperative. So, how does cooperation truly manifest in the animal kingdom? Sometimes, it's surprisingly straightforward. In the sun-drenched waters of the Great Barrier Reef, cleaner wrasse meticulously inspect other fish for parasites, gently plucking off the bothersome bloodsuckers. This relationship, benefiting both parties, is known as mutualism. The larger fish is freed from parasites, while the cleaner wrasse gains a meal. However, this particular relationship can also turn parasitic. If a cleaner wrasse perceives an opportunity to evade retribution, it might attempt to nip a piece of flesh from the very fish it is cleaning. This shift towards parasitic behavior is usually temporary, and the cleaner wrasse quickly reverts to its customary gourmet role. Meanwhile, in the arid Kalahari Desert, bustling groups of meerkats diligently excavate the sandy soil in search of buried prey. This foraging technique leaves them vulnerable to aerial predators. But when an eagle swoops down for a quick meal, a designated sentinel of the group emits a sharp alarm call. With lightning speed, the entire meerkat mob retreats to the safety of their burrows, leaving the bewildered predator in their dust. While the sentinel's role is crucial for the foraging success of the group, the sentinel itself cannot eat while on duty, and its warning cry places it directly in the eagle's line of fire. Yet, despite these apparent risks, vigilance behavior can actually enhance the sentinel's fitness. Many evolutionary biologists believe that animals improve their chances of passing on their genes in two ways: directly, by producing their own offspring, or indirectly, by assisting genetically related kin in their reproduction. Meerkat sentinels can gain this indirect fitness benefit, as meerkat groups typically consist of closely related individuals. Protecting the group, therefore, equates to safeguarding their own genes. Of course, animals don't necessarily need to be family to protect one another. In the rainforests of Costa Rica, vampire bats face the risk of starvation if they fail to secure a blood meal for a single night. Thus, it is remarkably fortunate that when a bat is on the brink of hunger, another bat might regurgitate a portion of its own meal to aid its comrade through this lean period. This is a significant sacrifice for the donating bat. However, this practice has evolved into a "you scratch my back, and I'll scratch yours" mechanism, formerly known as reciprocal altruism. This is not altruism in its purest sense, because when the donor relinquishes its hard-earned meal, it does so with the expectation of receiving similar assistance in the future. A system of implicit trust and exchange develops, strengthening social bonds and increasing the survival chances of both individuals. However, while we often observe animals assisting each other in exchange for food, fitness benefits, or services, this does not imply that the animal kingdom is entirely devoid of truly selfless, unreciprocated acts of altruism. Researchers remain perplexed by the instances of humpback whales interceding to protect unrelated whales and hapless seals from powerful predators. Although it may seem improbable that such heroic actions are purely acts of kindness, who knows what forms of benevolence we might uncover as we continue to investigate the myriad cooperative creatures on Earth. Perhaps, deep within their instincts, lies an empathy, a connection that transcends species boundaries, compelling them to act for the safety of other beings, simply because it is the right thing to do. These altruistic behaviors pose profound questions about the very nature of survival and cooperation in the natural world. They demonstrate that, alongside fierce competition, mutual aid is also a potent force driving evolution and maintaining the delicate balance of ecosystems. Gaining a deeper understanding of the intricate mechanisms underlying animal altruism not only enriches our knowledge of the natural world, but may also offer valuable lessons in cooperation and compassion for human society itself. Perhaps, in the seemingly illogical actions of humpback whales or the silent sharing of vampire bats, we can find glimmers of hope and a more profound insight into the true essence of life.